Hello everybody, thank you for being here. Welcome back to the Chemisphere. I'm going to make a video about, I saw this girl who came to Ghana and she said that she got robbed. No, she said she was kidnapped by the Ghana police and they took money from her. The first time I saw it, one of my K&K posted about her. And then after that, I started seeing her all over social media, all over YouTube. I don't think I've seen her on TikTok, but she was all over YouTube by Ghanaians who's saying basically that she lied. And so the lady, I'm going to tag her. I'm going to probably try to tag a couple people in this video that has talked about her. And I'm going to tell you why. I have no reason to think she's lying. I have no reason to think she's telling the truth. I don't know this lady from Adam or a can of white paint. But I'm getting ready to tell y'all what happened to me. I believe May 2023. I believe it was May 2023. It could have been May 2022, but I'm almost sure it was 2023. I went from Elmina to Takoradi to get my Ghana card, aka green card. On the way there, we had no problems. I went, got my green card, and on the way back, it was me, my husband, and the driver. We see about 9, it was like, it was a lot of officers, like maybe 6 or 9 of them. It was a whole bunch of officers that we saw. And, hold on, y'all, my phone's gonna go dead. It was a bunch of officers that we saw on the road. So the taxi driver immediately panics. And, they just kind of set up straight. We had just stopped and got some food. So I was trying to open my food and eat it. And sure enough, they pulled us over. All they wanted was $3. That's all the Ghana police want, is for when they pull you over, put your damn money out the window, get them 3, 4, 5 CDs, not even dollars, CDs. So I didn't really hear what happened. The man pulled us over. Him and the driver must have said like 2 or 3 things. I didn't know what they said because I don't speak the language. Latif said, Hajia, I have 1 CD. Do you have a CD? The man wanted 3 CDs. And I'm like, okay, I had money in my purse, but I didn't think I had any CDs, any single CDs. So as I'm looking in my purse, I see a 1 CD bill and I go to give it to my husband to give to the police. Next thing I know, they snatched Latif out the car. The driver, snatched them out the car. Not, excuse me, get out, snatched both of them out the car. And they started throwing the food containers and just tossing the car up, doing all kind of craziness. And I said, excuse me, sir, what's going on? He said, don't question me. Don't you ask me what I'm doing. I'm a police officer. Don't you ask me what I'm doing. I said, okay, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. So I sit there quietly and I didn't say nothing. I just sat there. So mind you, my phone is on 1%. I can't call nobody really. I can't record nothing. But so I eventually, okay. So there's officers in the back. They all in uniform. One guy had on like a camouflage uniform. So I thought maybe he was a sergeant or something. He was the only one dressed different. They were in a Ghana police truck. Well, they were the Takoradi police, but they had 1 truck. It was about, I don't know. I still want to say it was about 9 of them. It was a lot of them. No. I think they were all dressed in army fatigue and he was dressed different. However it went, it was one guy that was dressed different from them. They were all dressed the same. They take Latif, put him in the truck. They take the driver and push him off. They're questioning him. So I'm like, okay, let me get out the car. I get out the car. I'm smoking a cigarette. And the guy came up to me and said, and this was right by a construction zone. There was like a lot of construction workers. Everybody at the construction site stopped and was looking to see what was going on. So the man said, the officer that's dressed different, who I thought was a sergeant, came over. He said, who are you? He said, he said, whatever he said, I thought he was asking me, was I walking with Latif? Are you walking with him? And I said, no. Whatever he was saying, I couldn't understand what he was saying over and over again. What he was asking me was I with him? Like, basically, who was he to me? And so I didn't say my husband, I don't think. But what they wanted me to do, eventually they knew he was my husband. So they were trying to they asked me, they said, well, if you pay, he said, we're going to take your husband to jail for illegal narcotics, something like that. And I said, what kind of narcotics? And they said, weed. And I said, I don't know if weed is a narcotic or not, but either way, you taking him to jail or no? Because it's getting dark and I'm ready to go. This went on for like 2 hours. It's getting dark. I'm getting scared. I'm ready to leave because if, in fact, they both go to jail, I'm stuck on this road by myself. So he said, the driver's going to jail and my husband's going to jail. I'm like, okay, well, can I call somebody to... No. He said, my husband's going to jail. I said, okay, well, you taking my husband to jail. Can the driver just take me home, please? Because it's getting dark. I just want to go home. I'm getting nervous. I don't want to be on this road at night. Then he said, no, the driver's going to jail too. And I'm like, okay, now the driver's going to jail and my husband's going to jail. Can the driver leave me his keys? So he tells me, if you pay, we can avoid all this. I'm kind of trying to remember the wording. And I was like, what do you mean pay? I'm playing stupid as I can play. What do you mean pay? He said, well, if you pay, we won't take your husband to jail. And I said, what do you mean by pay? No, he said, we can fix this. That's what he said. I'm trying to remember this story, y'all. He said, you can fix this. And I said, how can I fix it? He said, you can fix it. And I'm like, okay, how can I fix it? And he said, I had to pay I would have to pay. And I said, pay what? And he said, 5,000 CDs. And I said, I don't have 5,000 CDs on me. Why would I have 5,000 CDs on me? And he said, well, then we're taking him to jail. I said, okay, take him to jail, but I just want to know how am I going to get off this road because it's getting dark. So then I asked the guy, okay, I asked him, I said, can I smoke? And he said, no, you can't smoke here. You know you can't smoke in Ghana. It's illegal to smoke in Ghana, which is fucking not illegal to smoke in Ghana. I know the smoking law in Ghana, unless it changed. And so I was like, okay, I'm just asking you, can I smoke? It's no big deal. It's not a big deal. I have my hands up so many times, even though ain't nobody gonna shoot you in Ghana. So he tells me, so he goes back and he tells my husband to ask his family, call his family and ask his family for 1,000 CDs. They're asking me for 5,000. They ain't asking the taxi driver for shit, for nothing. Mind you, all of this started because the taxi driver wouldn't give them the 3 fucking CDs that they wanted. That's what pissed them off. And that's why they drug Latif and the driver out the car. So they just tossed our food all over the place. And so now the driver, not the driver. Now, one of the police officers, not the sergeant, but another one, snatched my purse and was getting ready to go through my purse. The one that was the sergeant said, no, you can't go in her purse. Have her empty her own purse. So I said, you want me to empty my purse? He said, yes. So I knew I had 500 CDs in my purse. That was what I had left from paying my Ghana card. I dumped everything out the purse into the back seat, and he saw the 500 CDs. He said, give me that 500 CDs. And so I'm like, okay. So I went to give him the 500 CDs. He like, no. He don't want nobody to see me give him this money. He like, no. Just put it back. So I put it back on the seat. At this point, he walks off. I'm calling my Muslim brothers, which is a little 1%, calling my Muslim brothers. I'm calling Shabazz at One Africa. I get Shabazz on the phone. We got a bad signal. I get my Muslim brother on the phone. We got a bad signal. He said, Hajia, I could not rest because I got your phone call. I didn't know where you were. I could hear you were frantic, and I could hear the police talking in the background. He said, I started driving around. I had no idea where you were. So I got the phone, and the police officer looks at me, and I know he thinks I'm recording, which I was trying to record with this look, trying to record and trying to make a phone call with this little 1% battery I had. Bam, the phone went dead. Okay, fine. So he goes around to the passenger side, and he said, you can get in the car and sit down. If you want to smoke a cigarette, you can smoke a cigarette. Oh, bitch, now I can smoke a cigarette? Okay, now it's legal to smoke in Ghana all of a sudden. I sit down, I light a cigarette, I keep the door open, and he comes to the passenger side of the back seat of the car, the taxi, and he tells me to give him the money, like low key, give him the money. Don't raise it up where people can see it. So I gave him the 500 CDs. He leaves. He comes back and said, do I have 50 more to let my husband go? I said, I don't have 50 more CDs. You just took everything that I have. Mind you, the taxi driver has kids to pick up at school. We weren't supposed to be there that long. He has a contract where he picks these kids up from school at 3 o'clock. He can't, because now we way past 3 or 4 o'clock, sitting on the side of this road. So I give him the 500 CDs. He asked me for 50 more. I tell him, I don't have 50 more CDs. You just took everything that I have. So he tells me I need to get 50 CDs. Can you borrow it from the taxi driver? Can you call somebody? So I tell the taxi driver, can you please, do you have 50 CDs? I don't think the taxi driver got 50 CDs because he didn't want to give the people 3. This man pulls the sun visor down and money just fell out the sun visor. He had 50 CDs. So him not wanting to give up 3 CDs cost me 550 CDs and my husband almost going to jail. So I'm looking like, the whole time you had money? So he give me the 50 CDs. Okay, so he give me the 50 CDs. No, he didn't give it to me. He gave it to the police officer. So they go back to Latif and they take the driver back, and then they still got Latif in the truck, in the police truck. I'm asking them, can y'all please let me go? Please, it's getting dark. I'm ready. Please, can you just let me go? Y'all got the money you asked for. But in the meantime, now he's trying to get Latif to get 1,000 from his own family. And so I'm like, oh my God. I said, listen, you want another 1,000? Let me tell you what I did. I said, my dad is in Accra. He's on his way. He'll deal with all this. He's on his way. He'll bring your money. I don't think I said he'll bring the money. I said something slick, like my dad will handle this when he get here. He's an attorney in Accra. He needs to shut his office down, and he's on his way. My dad ain't gonna play about me. He's on his way, but he's coming from Accra. And so then, as I said, my dad is coming from Accra. He's an attorney. He needs to close his office. All of a sudden, they let us go. They let Latif out the truck. They let the driver get in the car. Latif got in the car. We drove off. That easy. Because I said, I contributed to the fact that I said, my dad is an attorney. Calm down. He's on his way. He needs to close his office. And they let us go. We get back to Elmina. Mind you, if we had been in Elmina police has never done this to us. Had we been in Elmina and the police did that, I wouldn't have gave them nothing. I would have told them, take my husband to jail, go. We know the Elmina police. We know the chiefs here. We know everybody here that could have handled that situation. So, but we're in Takoradi. I don't know nothing about the Takoradi police, and this is the first time a police has ever done anything to make me uncomfortable. And they were mean and nasty. They were mean. They were very, very mean. So we get back to Elmina, and I get on the phone, and I tell, first of all, I called the chiefs. I called the people that I know, and they like, Kimberly, call the police department. So I called the Elmina police. I'm telling the Elmina, no. I called Takoradi police. I tell the Takoradi police what happened, described everybody I could describe at the time, described the truck and the area where we were. And she goes, well, you have to come into the office and file a complaint. I said, ma'am, I don't live in Takoradi. I am back in Elmina now where I live at. Well, you got to come back to Takoradi. Bitch, I'm not coming back to Takoradi ever. For nothing if I can help it. Now, that might have changed since then, but I have not been back to Takoradi. Nothing was done. I called it. I called the Elmina post office, the Elmina police. I explained to Elmina what happened. I'm telling Elmina, can you take this police report, forward it to Takoradi? Takoradi is refusing to take the police report over the phone. I'm not going back to Takoradi. I would have to pay the driver to take me back out there. Plus, I'm not comfortable on that road anymore. Nobody could help me. It was a done deal. Not to mention, I paid $100 and I think almost $200 for my Ghana card. I think it was like 1,900 CDs. Let's say around $200 for my Ghana card. I couldn't use the Ghana card. I've never been able to use that Ghana card, not one time. It didn't work for my phone. No phone, nowhere. I needed the Ghana card to turn my phone on in my name because Ghana changed their rules. I never got to use that Ghana card. Their explanation was, Kimberly, go back, take it back, and let them fix it. I'm not going back to Takoradi for nothing ever if I can help it. The next office would have been Accra. I could have easily got to Accra, and Accra said, no, we can't fix this for you because we didn't do it. Takoradi did it, so that was a done deal. That was a waste of money. I never got to use my Ghana card for anything. So this is why I said it's possible that this happened to this girl, because this is my story. My husband's a witness. I'm a witness because I was there. I was a fucking victim of it. I was very, very afraid because, like I said, I have been in Ghana since 2021. This has never happened to me. As many times as we've been pulled over by the police, all the drivers do is put their little $3 or 5 CDs out the window. The drivers let I go. Is it corruption? Yes, it's corruption. It is definitely corruption, but this is how they live. This is how they get down. I don't care. It's $3. It's 3 CDs. Let's go. You know, hell, if I was to give them 20, I don't care. Let's just keep moving. So I'm going to try to, let me right now go see if I can find who this lady is, and I'm going to come right back. Okay, I couldn't find her on YouTube, but her name is Ariana. And you'll hear the people that I do tag. You'll hear them mention her name if you go watch their videos. But I'm getting ready to tag the few creators that I saw talk about her. Again, I don't know if she's telling the truth or not, and I don't care, because I know what I went through here. So it's very possible that she's telling the truth. The other thing is, why would a person make up a story like that? I know people have reasons for lying, cheating, and stealing, but I just don't get why she would take her time to make a video and make up a whole lie. You know, somebody said that the truth was that she got caught with weed, and that was the whole reason they held her up and wanted money. That could be true as well, but anyway, judge for yourself.